Hi plant friends, it's Wax Plant Wednesday. Today's featured plant is the Hoya imbricata. This plant has grown so much over the last 2 years, and surprisingly, it is easy. However, it requires special conditions. I keep this guy under a cloche in a bright spot. It requires a lot of humidity. It also requires a lot of direct sun. I purchased this plant for about 45 bucks back in December of 2020. That winter, the plant did absolutely nothing. The summer, it started growing even more, and the following winter, I started keeping it under the cloche. I've been working on propagating this plant. I've got a cutting that's nicely rooted and it's tendriling out nicely. I find that the vines like to grow all over, so every once in a while I come along and control them with a toothpick. These are the vines for the cuttings. They're looking absolutely gorgeous, and I'm just going to use the toothpick to control them for a bit until they start to establish some leaves. I'm also training some of the vines from the main plant over a piece of driftwood. And it's one of those driftwoods that I got from that Mississauga greenhouse. Their driftwoods are so reasonable. So I'm hoping that some of those vines are going to tendril on to the driftwood and make for a nice, beautiful mount. I keep this beauty in a southwest window, so it's getting sun from noon till sundown. Although the conditions for growing this plant are quite extreme, plant friends, it can be done. I've considered moving this to a humidity box, but the current setup for her is working, so I keep her under that ugly cloche from the dollar store. She hasn't bloomed yet since she's been in my care. It's only been about 2 years, so I'm hoping that she's mature enough to bloom maybe later on this spring. Plant friends, do you have this plant and has it bloomed for you yet? Let me know what the magic is. The growing media is moss, so it can dry out very quickly, but being under the cloche, it stays quite moist, and I only need to water once a week. I've never fed this plant before, so the new Fox Farm fertilizer, that's going to work perfectly. I'm just going to put a tip in the water and water this beauty once a week. So I'm hoping that will encourage the plant to bloom. Although it's winter, she's actively growing. Her tendrils are constantly lengthening. I'm hoping for her tendrils to get really established on the mount and start producing some leaves before I chop her from the mother plant. This little baby leaf is so cute, but the leaves can get quite big, so I'm sure it's gonna devour this 2.5-inch pot shortly. Normally with the Hoyas, when you move the tendrils and train them, they'll die back a little bit. I've only had one die back since I've started to train this beauty, so it's quite a resilient Hoya. I can't wait for her to start growing leaves on this mount. It's going to be so beautiful. Now that she's all tidied up, back under the ugly cloche. Thanks for watching, plant friends. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment, and follow me on Instagram at Life of Bellina.